Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Microphone check, 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 check. Check, check. Microphone check, check. Sasha, what's up? Let me get a, hey, Nikki, what's up? Let me get a, hey, Shorty, what's up? Microphone check, check. Give it to me 1 time. Give it to me 2 times. Sasha, say it 3 times. We good up in here? The DJ hot already. DJ hot. DJ stepping in hotter this year. Let's get our late bugs in here, Sasha. Where's the moderator? Calling all moderators. Her name starts with a Melissa and ends with a Cher. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Turn off this thing that's playing in my ears. Whew. No, it can't be so hot. And I have the AC going, but you know what? You know, girls always busy. I think I'm preaching a sermon today. I see the moderator entering the room. Moderator, check, check, microphone 1, 2. Almost licked the water. 1, 2 on the 1, 2s. Microphone check, check. Moderator in. All moderators, calling all moderators. What's the topic today? The topic today is dealing with some Karens in my neighborhood. I've been dealing with some Karens, and they are both black and white, so it ain't about a race thing in here. Not the current neighborhood, previous. We're talking about, I ain't the one. I am not the one. That's the topic in this house today, Sasha. I am not the one. Let me hear an amen. The church say amen. I really need to stop this buffoonery, you know. Buffoonery. Let me go load up them people over in the YouTube. I have a lot of upset people with me this week. I've been telling them a piece of my mind. I've been telling them a piece of my mind, that I have them in YouTube group, and they not showing up in the YouTube comments or the YouTube views or the YouTube likes. Don't let me get up and spin my roll. And I took some of them out of the group, and they taking themselves from elsewhere. And I think they need to block me because I can still see them if they want to take themselves away. And I think that's enough preaching for today. Them not gonna like me. Them not gonna like me. Them not gonna like me. I said them not gonna like me. But y'all already know I don't give a damn. I'm not gonna finish it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. I could care less. I ain't here for likes. Got me do it for the love, me not do it for the likes. Oh, mother, there, we can load her up. Let me go load up some people. Ask them what am I going with. Wait, did I put it in there? Let me see. Let me see if I put it in there already. Late buggers, hurry up. Come on now. People need to get on with the show. Talk truth. We say talk truth. And when we say talk truth, them want the truth, but them can't ungle it. All who can ungle the truth, say talk truth society. CTS is where we be. Yes, Sasha. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're waiting for these people to come on in. But we don't know. We don't know what's going on with them. Let's give them a few minutes more. Should I turn the AC up or down? I'm trying to remember. Let me go down and see if when I turn the temperature down, is that what makes it colder? I don't remember, I don't remember. Let me go down lower. Bend down low. Let me tell you what I know. Hey, I'm going to be doing a lot of singing today, because my God is awesome. He can move mountains. Strength where I'm weak and forever he will reign. My God is awesome. Woo! Awesome. 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 My God is awesome. Yes, Lord. Who know that song? Just trust me. He's awesome. Should we start it off with that, guys? Should we start it off with that? Who this now? Hey, Sierra. Hi, love. Thank you for joining, hon. And this topic, I've had this topic from this week from my auntie. We were talking about some things. And I said to her, you know what? This is what I'm going to talk about on my live on Friday. And we started laughing because she said, you know what? Why every time me you're talking, then you go, okay, you know what? I don't never talk about on my live this week, because that's how God works, right? That's how he always works for me. I don't know about anyone else, but it's either I see it at the time, either on social media, or I'm speaking about somebody, and it has to do with a story that I have, right? That I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do a video on that, or I'm going to do my live on that. And that's how this topic came up this week. Let's sing, guys. Awesome. My voice is not the greatest, but I do my best. My God is awesome. Awesome. Testify for me, girls. Queens. Hi, Mrs. Amici. Welcome, welcome. Peace, Queen. And guess what? I had to run today. I had to say what I had to say, and I had to run because I just ran in back inside as well. My days are so busy and I'm not working. So could you imagine if I had to go out there? Right? So it's either I drop in, I'm doing this. So it all goes to what I was saying earlier. So not to be disrespectful or anything, but I had to take my attention somewhere else because I just came back into so I could do my live, right? And like I was saying to the others before, this topic today is about some interactions that I've had in my neighborhood with individuals that I even thought were friends, right? And they turn out to be, we call them Karens, some of them. So everyone greet the Wild family over here, Mrs. Amici, Just Being Sarah, and everyone else. Okay, go over support their platforms, guys. Very supportive sisters. Thank you, Miss Amici. Just had to let it know. What's your career? Personal support worker. I used to work in the nursing home, but also that I had to leave, let go because of my anxiety and depression and some attacks that I was under, also from a female, right? During that time, right? Mighty God. But I just want to praise Him before we start because I had to let you guys know when you have a very strong spirit and God has a calling on your life, you always come under some attacks that, you know, others may not seem to come under that same attack because there's a calling on your life and God is trying to do something with you and through your life, through your experiences. Even some of the experiences that you encounter with these attacks is a part of what God is using to build you up for what He's preparing you for. So that's to do with this topic today. Because when I finish telling you guys about some of these experiences, I'm hoping that you guys will see and understand where I'm coming from and what I mean. Okay? So I've moved up quite a bit. And before I start, let me just say, guys, welcome to the live stream. Like the stream up as soon as you come in. Like it up, like it up. I work at a psych hospital. Really? Individual with developmental delay. Okay. Depression and drug and alcohol abuse. Okay, okay. Wow, wonderful. So you know a lot about mental illness and substance abuse and all of that, dealing with individuals as that. So yes, like it up. Leave your comments like we all are doing right now. Um, Share it out to your platforms if you can. And let's get into it. We've made it to another Friday. Thank God. We've made it to another Friday. We're all here in the land of the living, and we have to give God thanks and praise for that. Right? Hey, Mackie. What up, Queen? How you doing? I'm doing good. We're going to talk about how I've been tried, girl, in my neighborhoods, okay? By some of our females. And guys, sometimes females, we're our own worst enemies. Trust me. Right? Because we don't know how to just coexist with others. Sometimes we let our feelings get ahead of us and we get jealous or envious, and there's no need for it. But I've faced a whole lot of that. And, if you ask them, those same individuals, they may say otherwise, but um, up to them, what they have to say. Okay, we're going to talk about my experiences today, and you guys could always comment. You know that. This is not a one-man show. I speak, but we all are here to encourage and support each other as much as we can. And if there's something that you feel that I need to improve on, you could let me know as well, because probably I even know it myself. And, it's hard for me or whatever it is, or I'm trying. You never know. So don't think you're going to be cowed down or cursed out or anything like that. We accept constructive criticism, right? As long as we're not being degrading and insulting, right? We accept that. And our platform over here is called Talk Truth Society. TTS, girl. TTS, women. TTS, queens. Right? So I'm going to talk about the first thing. With all this and the encounters I've had with these ladies, that is so true. Some of us are Delilahs. We're going to get into that. And it might seem strong and negative, but with good comes bad, right? We have to speak about the things that we need to work on. We can't just get up and every day we're on, yeah, oh, sweet, sweet, happy, peace, nice, I love. Yes, overall, that's what we want. But we're gonna hit everything with a hammer right on the head. We're not gonna go behind any corners and speak ill of anyone behind their back or gossip, and we're gonna speak it out, right? We're gonna speak it out, because if we're not speaking it out, then we're having people behind closed doors. Oh, I can't stand that person, and oh, she thinks she knows everything, and she thinks she's better, because that's what we are so comfortable with, most of us. When someone that is strong and comes out and we speak our minds and we stand up for ourselves and our rights, sometimes we're perceived as aggressive, especially with us Black females, because not all of us have a soft voice. Most of the females that I know have strong voices. So even sometimes when you're not trying to yell, it sounds like you're yelling, because I know with myself, I speak with passion. And I've had a lot of interactions with individuals, even people in authority, police officers on the phone, different agencies, and they try to insult you in a subtle and calm way. And when you start to speak up for yourself and you're strong and you're like, and you're just, you're yelling, you stop yelling. That's what I noticed with them. That's the first thing they want to come in and try to, keep you in place. So because I've had to deal with so much individuals, I think that has given me an outlook like I'm not going to let anyone shut me down for my opinion and for my feelings or my views. If you don't want to listen, you could go your ways. But I am going to stand up for what I believe is right. Okay? So that's what I encountered. And for most of these females, like I said, I never hear them speak about God. These females that you're going to hear me speak about today, I've never once, I cannot remember ever once, with all the interactions I've had with them, speak or mention anything about God. And I know in the Bible it says to speak freely about God. And if you cannot worship God in public and you have to hide to speak to him and mention his name, then he's going to do the same thing when you go in front of him. He's not going to know you. If you don't know God in the public, you don't need to know God behind closed doors. What up, Chev? Welcome, sis. Welcome, girl. You know when my mouth start fly, it just fly. So thank you for the in-between breaks so it could stop running. All right. So everyone, welcome, Chev. Thank you so much for being here, ladies. I really appreciate all of you guys. And yes, And also, they're so perfect. They're always so perfect, even when you could see for yourself that these are some of the worst set of, DEMONS you've ever encountered, because they're doing things that you're not seeing and they think that you will never find out. But you do, and they still have this, they know all, they are perfect. Their children are perfect. They could do no wrong. Their children could do no wrong. And they start attacking you, right? They also use their children for the perfect opportunity to befriend you. I lived in a neighborhood, or I should say first, a city in Canada. You all know I'm in Canada, right? I live in Canada, right? And I lived in a city that is about 90 minutes away from Toronto. Toronto is, the big city, right? And I lived about 90 minutes out. So that is rural, very rural, heavy on the rural. I've had neighbors like this. Oh my goodness, Sierra. I don't know where to begin with this one, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. Right? I jot down some points so I don't forget, because it was so overwhelming. It became so overwhelming. And I'm gonna tell you the final result of one of the place. Well, all of them. I'm just gonna be talking about two places actually, but different individuals that I've had to deal with that are females, all females. Okay? And like Mackie said, some of us are Delilahs. I don't call it Delilahs. I call them Jezebels. Yeah. You call them Delilahs, good. That's what you call them, sis. I call them Jezebels, to tell you the truth. Because if they're not the spawn of Satan, I don't know who is. Okay? And they all come with the smiley face. But behind your back, it's a different thing. Right? So, like I said, heavy on the rural. And these are, a tiny speck of Black people with major German descendants and so on. So they're in their tight-knit little community, very beautiful co-op townhouse complex. So it's not easy to get in there. I had to go and have an interview with the management, the co-op management. And even though, I meet the requirements, they have to decide amongst the co-op board what happens and if they accept you. If anyone is familiar with what a co-op is, they have their monthly, is it monthly or yearly? I can't remember. I think it's yearly co-op meeting where everyone who lives in a unit is considered a member. So you go out to this meeting and listen to what's going on, the ins and out and all kind of stuff. Sometimes they have little treats and little get-togethers in the complex that they invite you to. And if you feel to go and take your children, yes, but guess what? They're watching every move. Your every move is monitored by these individuals in this co-op. And sometimes it's used against you. In my case, it was used against me heavily. Okay? But we're going to start from the beginning. So I was then going to school for personal support worker. I think you guys in the US call it CNA. call me strange, but I do not engage with my neighbors at all. I just wave and keep moving. I do not trust people's spirits. Mighty God. We're going to speak more about that because that's how I am. But like I said, children are sometimes my weakness. And because I have children as well, and at the time they're young adults now, and the youngest is 8 years old. He wasn't even born then. This was back in 2012. No, was it? Yeah, 2008. I lived there from 2008 to probably 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember. But that's generally how I am, Miss Amici. I try not to engage with my neighbors as well, because for the most of it, when it comes to the seriousness of anything, they are quick to throw you under the bus, even when they don't know much about you or your situation or anything. I remember, and like I said, what I'm saying about the co-op now, yeah, they have their little things, and then you get to go and let your children go. I've gone to a few of them, few of the outings, and you stand up and everyone basically is out greeting and speaking with you. But you see the cliques. You could see the cliques who get along with who and who are closer. And then you see the ones that are standoff. They wouldn't even look at you to say hi, much less speak to you in any other manner. Even when the group gatherings, and we could read energy, like you said, Amici. I don't know about everyone, but I know for myself, I pick up on energy like very, very easily, very fast. So for the most of it, I always try to keep myself to myself. And my children, I speak to them and I tell them exactly how to carry themselves and what to do from what not to do. So they would go outside. There's like a park in the middle of the co-op, because these are townhouse co-ops, right? And they would play, and the neighborhood children, it's going to be hard for your children to be playing and then other children not play as well. So when I got there, first thing, my children went out there to play. My second child, he was what, about 9 at the time. First one was 12. Second was 9. My daughter was about 4, going on 5, something like that. And I was in school doing personal support worker. So I would, the 2 eldest ones, they would walk to school, but I would take my daughter to the daycare. And it was a in-home daycare that she would go to, right? And go off to school, come back home, same thing, pick her up. The 2 oldest ones, they would walk with the other neighborhood children to come back home, and so on. They developed a friendship with a few of the guys there, and up to today, they are still friends. And my eldest right now is 25. My second is going to be 22 in a few weeks, right? And he mostly is still in contact with about 2 or 3 of the guys that used to live there. But that's how my children are. Anywhere they go, like, I try to teach them how to be. If you don't want it for yourself, don't do it to others, and so on and so on. I'm not saying they're perfect, and they might have their own little ways, and they're not going to get along with everyone. They're going to have their own little, things that they need to work on as well. But with some of these parents in this co-op, I found they were very judgmental, and they watched me a lot. And mind you, I'm a single mom. That's one for the most of it. For the most of it, myself and the neighbor that lived right beside me, I'm going to speak a little bit more about her. Her name was Mary. her and I was for the most the two individuals that I really, everyone else, I'm not too close with most of them in the neighborhood, but her and I got close because we were right beside each other. So we got, when I come out to sit at the front and enjoy the summer weather and stuff, she would come out, and she's also a single mother, and we got to know each other. And she was a Caucasian lady, right? Around my age or probably a little bit younger, but we're around the same age group. I would go over to her house, she would come over to my house, and we just got along. I would watch her children for her while she has to go somewhere, do something. She'd ask me, and I would say yes. But I noticed with her, when I had to ask her for anything like that, there was always a story. She was never able to do the same. So I didn't really, put that to practice and let it bother me. I just kept on pushing, because if you know any independent Black person, like, we're gonna do what we got to do. And like I said, we were so close, so she knew a lot about what's going on in my life. I knew a lot about what was going on in her life. We developed that relationship over the 2-3 years, however long I lived there. So the neighbor beside her now, this lady was a problem. So let's show how the setting of the co-op was. I'm here, Mary is right here. There's another lady right here beside me on the left. Say Mary's on my right. The lady's on my left. I'm in the middle. Mary and I are good. That lady, she doesn't speak to anyone at all. Her son never even comes out to go play with anyone. And maybe I should have taken her example, but I'm not going to try and confine my children. And a park is there, and I could see them. I could be in my kitchen and looking out, and I could see them at the park. I'm not going to let them go out and have fun. They're children. They need some fresh air. I can't just have them in the house locked up all day. So that's what used to happen. But the lady that lives beside Mary, so she's not my exact neighbor, she's like a few doors down, had a very big problem, I realized. There was another lady there, and she had two boys, and they're kind of, they didn't speak much English. And I could tell that they're from one of those countries that, the ones that wear the turban, or they're somewhat Muslim. And that was shortly after the 9/11, and that was a little bit fresh, to say 2008. It wasn't so far after 9/11. And this lady, I heard while we were outside, all outside gathered, speaking, talking about, referring to the children as suicide bombers. I don't know how to change that word so that YouTube doesn't, you know what I mean? Not take it serious and strike my channel. But that was basically it. And I'm like, from then I was like, these are innocent children. How do you talk about other people's children like that? And she laughed at it as if it was some type of joke, So I had my eye on her a little bit, and, didn't really speak to her as to go outside and sit down and we're talk. Mary, for the beginning of me living there, was the only one I really had a conversation with. And another Black neighbor, her son is one of the guys that my children are still very close with up to today. Sabrina, anywhere you're there, big up yourself, Sabrina. Okay? And Jade, what's her name? Jadine, right? Who that in the kitchen? Who's in the kitchen? Rhea? You remember Jadine? Oh no, you don't remember. She had a crush on my first child. They're young children, whatever. They'd come to my house and everything. And let me tell you, my house was like the neighborhood house for the children. That's why I was saying that people use their children to get close to me sometimes, or not to say all of them use their children, but when their children start getting, and coming to my house, then the parents sometimes automatically you start building a relationship with the parents, depending on the situation. So in these two neighborhoods that I'm going to be speaking about, that's what took place. And I got the shitting end of the stick where they're both concerned. Okay? So, like I was saying, those two were the ones that I really, got very close with. So now a major thing happened. We got dogs because we love dogs. So I bought a dog. It was a Shih Tzu. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think she was a Shih Tzu. But when I got the dog, I didn't know that the dog had problems because I think I got her from a puppy mill and not knowing that it was a puppy mill. So sometimes when we would shower her and stuff, her eyes would just get wide. And I don't know if you guys know about Shih Tzus, but they are a little fragile. But she was just too fragile. I would go to work and I would come back, and no matter how we try to potty train her, she would never get it. She would pull up the whole crate because we couldn't leave her outside. The children are gone to school or not work yet. I was at school at that time. I'm gone to school and I have to come home and study, and then we have clinical and all of that, and it was so hard. But one night, my second child, he was 9, the 9-year-old, brought her outside to walk her. And the thing with her is whenever you take her outside, she would just tear down the place. The ones that wear the turban on their head are called Sikh. Okay, Sikh. All right. Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you so much. But she used the word Taliban on the two children that she saw. That same Wanda girl. Wanda was her name. And she's who I'm speaking about now with this incident with my 9-year-old. Okay? And like I said, I was one of the ones that were basically single parents, right? Everyone has their husband or their partner or whatever. So they try to single out single parents, right? Because they feel as if you don't have a man beside you and you're the weak link. But I was not the one. Okay? This Jamaican girl don't take no kind of bullying. Nobody can come bully her. And if you think because she's there alone, one of her is like an army. All right? So they chose the wrong one. All right? So like I was saying, my 9-year-old took Missy out to go walk her. And the leash fell. Because like I said, when she gets outside, she just starts to running. And he tried to step on the leash to stop it so that she wouldn't run away. When he realized the leash dropped, he went to step on it, but I think he stepped on her foot or something and she made a scream out. I think you was an easy, oh God, come on. Black, rural, and single? Hey, Melissa, that's an understatement. So he said, but he didn't tell me this the same night because I didn't see it. I didn't witness it happening. And I'm going to tell you when he told me this. So anyways, now he went to walk the dog, came back, and good evening. Don't forget, guys, as soon as you come in, like up the stream, okay? And share it out. Even if you can't stay, just share it out and let others come in and make sure you drop a like, okay? So that it goes up in the YouTube algorithm and YouTube recognizes it and, recommends it to others to come over this channel. So yes, when he came back in, I was just going on with my busy doing whatever I have to do, what a single mom does, take care of business. I didn't know. And poor child was probably scared out of his wits. He didn't let me know anything. So long story short, I went to school and I was tired. I was fed up of having the dog because I had to study for exams and for tests, and I had clinical and everything, and I was fed up of coming home and having to put on a hazmat suit, okay, to clean up the poop and everything that this dog and give the dog a shower and all. We couldn't manage it. So I surrendered that dog. That was a Saturday, whatever he walked the dog. Wasn't aware until Monday about what took place the night that he was walking the dog, or the evening, whatever. Um, After surrendering the dog the Monday, because I said, you know what, that's it. I can't do it. I think it happened the Sunday when the dog threw up. They were playing with the dog, whatever, and they said the dog looked like it was having a seizure. And I'm like, did anyone drop her? What's going on? Like, what happened? Or, you know? And no, she just started. And I'm like, you know what? Too much issues. I'm going to surrender this dog. I took the dog to the Humane Society, and that was it. You know, I surrendered the dog. Went to school, whatever, came home. When I came home, I saw a notice, or no, my son called me, I think, the eldest one, the 12-year-old. He called me and said that something is on the door about Humane Society and whatever. I'm like, what? Didn't they talk to me when I surrendered the dog? What else do they need or whatever? Anyways, when I came home, I called, and I was told that a report was made against me, that we were abusing the dog. So I inquired more and asked, what do you mean? What happened? I forgot the story that they gave me, but I'm like, I no longer have that dog. I already surrendered the dog. So, but when did you get this report? And they said Saturday something took place. And I'm like, what? That's what prompted me to go inside now and ask what happened with who took the dog out Saturday or something, right? And what happened? That's when my 9-year-old told me when he was walking the dog and the leash dropped and he tried to step on the leash, and he doesn't know if he stepped on the dog foot, but he heard her cry out and he grabbed her up. He picked her up fast and whatever. Because let me tell you, he loves dogs. That was the very first dog we had, but we've had others after that. And either we've rehomed them or, yeah, the others that we've had, we've never brought the others to Humane Society. But we've always encountered some situation where we have to move out of our home. We had to go live with someone, or we had to go in the shelter or something. And we couldn't have a dog if we are homeless. How do we home a dog if we ourselves are homeless? So those are the situations after this incident why we didn't have our dog. But we love dogs, and especially my second one. He loved that dog so much. Everywhere we go, we take our dog. So much pride in our dog. I bought dog shampoo, everything, perfume. Our dog gets their bath like religiously, but not every day. You know, you can't shower them so often, you know, because we play with that dog and hug the dogs up and love that dog. Hey, Juba, welcome. Thank you. Like up the stream as soon as you come in. So that's when my 9-year-old told me the story, and that Wanda's husband is the one who was standing up outside smoking a cigarette. And when he saw whatever happened, he yelled to my son and said, hey, if you ever touch that dog again, and threatened him, saying something or another, what he's going to do. Guys, let me tell you, when I came home and my son told me that, I had on a piece of rip-up t-shirt and a piece of tear-up shorts. Because you know us Jamaicans, we wear anything in our homes. Not because you see me on live. No, this is not how I dress on a regular in my home. And it's because I have to go outside to go buy my food. We don't get all dressed up when we're in our home. So you know I had some raggedy clothes on, some tear-up shorts and some tear-up blouse. And I marched my way right over to Miss Wanda. She knocked on her door very politely. And I said, excuse me, Wanda. I heard that your husband said to my son something about if he does this and if he does what to the dog, what he's gonna do. And she said, yes, we did call. I go, listen to me. What do you know about me or my children? Did you see my child out there beating on the dog or doing anything to the dog? Me say, you look. And I gave her, I would not tell you the words and the things I said to her because I'm a changed person now. And I let God deal with it. Long story short, I'm not wishing nobody no, but I was here to hear that Wanda got cancer and dead and no longer holding up the spot in the co-op neighborhood that she so think that was hers. The man left her and she catch up something and she's no longer with the living. Not saying that I'm praising, but I'm just speaking about evil. And when you are evil and you try to attack people, your reward is there waiting on you. Okay? I'm not perfect, but I don't go out of my way to try cause problems. And that's the first incident that happened. And I made sure I called the police. I called the police and I made a report about this man. Okay? Because I said, nobody's not going to threaten my children. He didn't even come to my door and knock and try to speak to me because they think they're high and mighty in some of these neighborhoods. You hear me? He's going to talk to my 9-year-old and threaten my 9-year-old. Okay? Let me tell you, when I called the police and made a report, the police called. So that's okay, Pipino. That's okay. That's fine. God is good. God is good because God will vindicate you. Okay? I didn't have to worry about them. I called the police and I complained. And you know, the police called, the city of Kitchener-Waterloo police called the management office of the co-op to investigate me, to ask questions about me and my children. And the management was able to tell the police that they invite me and my children to some of these outings. Like I told you guys, that's why I give you guys the little setup of everything and what goes on there, you know, because I'm letting you know what's gonna come in this story. The management told the police that they invite me and my children to come to whatever they sent to come to that, and I don't show up, nor do my children. That's what the management relayed to the police. So when the police called me and was saying that, I'm like, what's going on with my report with this individual that I reported on and the threat that he made to my children? How come you're not calling me to speak about that report? And let me tell you, when I finished with that police officer, also a female Caucasian officer, I said, listen to me, policewoman. Come off of my phone. Dirty policewoman, come off of my phone. This is not an investigation on me or my children or whether I let my children go to anything that's going on in the co-op or not. And that's when I realized that the management was also racist and biased. Okay? I have a recording, and as soon as I get that recording on something, as soon as I find out, because you know, it's not like phones. Those times we weren't really using cell phones and so much then. And we didn't have voice recordings and all of that. But I had a little recording that works with battery. And I also had a little folder that I documented these things that were going on. And I made sure when I went to one of the meetings, and I'll let you know further down what that meeting was about, I recorded it. Because I said it doesn't matter how long it takes me. I'm going to put Kitchener-Waterloo on blast and let people know, especially Black people, be aware of the racism that exists in that city. Okay? So anyways, I just raced up that police officer woman and I ran her off the phone and hung up my phone. And from that day, I didn't hear nothing about no report or anything. Okay? Anyways, that was the first one that I had to encounter. Yes, home with Lynette. That's what I had to encounter. Okay? Anyways, that was that. Now we have another black neighbor. We had like 3 black families that lived in that neighborhood, right? And I got along with all of them. One was on the board, the co-op board of members. And because he's on the board of members, he sees the things happening, but he tries to keep his mouth closed. Now and he's a single father, the only single father I've ever seen living and taking care of their children, for myself, right? There was another black family, Priscilla and Wayville. And I call names because, listen to me, I could care less what anybody wants to say. I don't hide and talk when I talk. Okay? And for the most of it, I thought we were good. Because, like I said, same with Mary, that's beside me, Priscilla and Wayville, I think we were even closer. Because they would have barbecues, and me and the children, and even my children's father, because he was incarcerated at that time for most of it. But he came out and he was able to go to a halfway house, and he would be with us when he's not at the halfway house. And on weekends especially, he would be with us at the co-op. All you need to do was dial tone her. I just hang up on her, may I tell you, Bunchi. Hang up on her and come off on my phone and leave it right there. So no more argument. Because I seen where it was going. So I knew that nothing was going to come out of it. Once I heard this officer talking about what this person, the management, said from what they didn't see, I realized it was an investigation on me instead of the person that threatened my child. So I say, enough of you now. Come off on my phone. Okay? So now back to Priscilla and Wayville. Wayville was just an article black person, article Jamaican man. Nothing I have to say bad about that man. Nothing, because he didn't show me anything bad. Just an article Jamaican man. Trust me. If not for his wife, I probably would still talk to him now. But you know, when you're married to a demon, and that's how you get to make it to Canada or wherever, and you have to hold your mouth. Them say happy wife, happy life, even if she's a Jezebel. Yeah, one of those ones. Okay? Because she thinks a fair shit can make patty. And that's how she go on itty-tighty and go on. But I'm not going to give her all wrong. Because she did, allow her father. I seen that she had her basement really made up. Because when you move into these places, the basement wasn't fully finished. And I saw hers finished, and I really, it inspired me. I'm like, what? I know it's not my own, but I plan to live there for a while. And I want to make myself and my children very comfortable. So I asked her, how did she get it done? And she told me her father did it. And I'm like, yeah, you think you could give him a word or two for him to do it for me? And I would pay him? And that's what happened. And I really appreciate that she really did that. Even also her daughter, and her daughter's boyfriend, I don't know if they're married or whatever, used to sell clothes and stuff, and they even had it on Facebook, and I would follow them, and we would buy clothes for all of us in the house, and my baby father, and all of that. And I thought everything was going good and everything. But Priscilla's son was the main reason for that relationship to deteriorate, because she thought that her son was just too perfect or innocent, and she knows he was a liar. That child would lie so much. And I seen it for myself, and my children would also let me know amongst the other children in the neighborhood. Because like I said, my home is the home that all the children would be at Sometimes in my house, you ever see how much kids in my house? It's like, don't you guys live somewhere? I'm in my house sleeping and they want to do sleepover and it's sleepover. And they're at my house. My house is the sleepover. It's like my house is the head office. And when I get up, everybody's in my kitchen and pancake is making and eggs is making and the whole of my kitchen full of flour. That was my home. Okay? We have birthday parties. The whole of my backyard is full of children. They used to be in this dancing, and one of the neighborhood kids, he was older than my children by a few years, probably 15 or so, and they were the eldest. My eldest was 12, and he was good at dancing. And what's her name? Kate, I think her name was, or something like that. And her and the neighbor right beside me, Mary, were very close friends. But her and I, we were just by association, not really that close. Her son was a very good dancer, and my children loved dancing, and they would just make their group, and they had their group dancing, even dance for the school. And when I go to the school and they have graduation or they have whatever ceremony, they're doing dances, and and it was just very homey and seemed like a good neighborhood. After all, I left Toronto because of that. The violence and all that. I want my children to live in a very nice neighborhood, and experience good life, good living. But when you're in some neighborhood and they're just threatened by you for whatever reason, it's like their demons don't like you because of the aura and what you represent. Because I don't stand for foolishness. I don't stand for racism. I don't stand for bias, discrimination, nothing like that. I give a person a chance until they show me otherwise. And I teach my children about that, right? So Priscilla now, like I said, she would never give her son any wrong. And that's what became the relationship of her and I, because her son was doing things, and my children lost, my eldest son lost a pack of earrings. 1 minute it was downstairs in the basement, and the next minute it wasn't there. And I saw her son with an earring that was the exact earring, one of the exact earrings that my son had, the 12-year-old. And I commented about it on the post that I saw. And that caused an issue, right? After that, when I started seeing some of the things were going on in the neighborhood, I started to tell my children, listen, with all of these, everybody and all these children running in and out of the house, that's cutting. I'm cutting that. Because sometimes you give people an inch, they take a mile. Kate's children, amongst other children, when they come over to my house, they just start yamming. They always want food. Because one thing that this single mom does, one thing they can't do is say that I don't feed my children. I had CAS being called on me. That's the Children's Services being called on me, saying that my children are outside playing unsupervised. Remember, I gave you a detail of where my window is and how I could see my children playing. Right, we're in the complex. It's like 5 feet walk. Okay? My youngest was 4 years old. It was mostly my 9-year-old and my 12-year-old that is out there playing. Okay? I would get CAS coming to my home, Canadian Children's Aid Society, about that. I had a file open. I get complaints about I'm going to Toronto and leaving my children alone. Mary beside me is the only one, like I said, would know certain things about what's going on, but she's friends with Kate. Mary herself has told me that Kate has called CAS on her, but yet still they're the best of friends. So I was very particular in who I went and sit down with. And for the most of it, I thought that Priscilla was okay. But I saw some prissy move of hers. When I finished my personal support worker certificate, because I know that she does the same work and where she works, I said something to her about, trying to get me a job at her workplace. I don't remember what the conversation was like and what her response was, but I still got a job. And even in my job, the nurses, not the nurses, one particular nurse didn't like me and made complaints to, I forgot what you call the head of the nursing home. I'm not going to say my full name, but basically, Nikki thinks that she's a nurse. Nikki, because I'm not doing things or transferring with her friends that are also PSWs, who are factory workers that didn't go to school and learn the proper way of transferring these very feeble patients or residents, we would say. They didn't like that I'm by the book, and they just want to grab the people and throw them. They don't want to give people, the residents, a voice. They want to just go in the closet and take out anything they feel to put on the people. The younger students that were my set of students that I came in the nursing home with, we have to go to school for about a year. And we have to be taught. We are taught how to properly transfer the individuals and how to treat these individuals, these residents, with respect and dignity, even in death. Because we are taught palliative care as well. That's when someone is near dying, right? And they didn't like that. So I'm not only going through it with some of the PSWs at work, but I'm dealing with it in my neighborhood. And when this interaction with Priscilla happened, or with her son, and I went over to her house to speak to her, I was sitting down speaking with Priscilla, and I decided, listen, you're going to talk, because she has it to say that Nikki is in everything with the children, because she see me outside even playing with the children. Sometimes we have water fights, not all the time. I don't have time to be out there, but once she would see me out there playing water fights with the children. When the children are at my home, once they're doing a video and I went into it, it's not a regular thing that I'm doing, but because I'm a people person and I also love kids and I deal with them as if they're human, not like I'm I'm an adult, so I have to talk down to them or whatever. I speak to them as if they're I'm on their level, right? Not being disrespectful or too aggressive or whatever. So she has it to say, oh, Nikki is too much back of her with the children and whatever. So I don't pay her no mind, because she thinks that she's too high and cockety, right? And she's above all. So she do her, that's how she does her thing. I can't wrong her for that. But when I went in there to speak with her and her husband was there. And I sat down and she sat down across from me. You see that chair behind me? Say that I'm turned around. So I'm sitting here, she's over there, and we're talking about whatever the discrepancy was. I can't remember right now. It's 2011, 2012 we're talking that this happened. And I started to let her know, that Malik is a liar. And that rubbed her the wrong way. And, next thing I know, Priscilla was like this in front of me. While I'm sitting here speaking with her, she's standing up over me like this and going on. Tell me if Nikki not stand up and make sure that she's on the same level as Priscilla. Cheryl, if you're there here, you're always talking about my stance, my ghetto girl stance. And you know Nikki stand up with the knock knee or the bow leg and whatever. So what you gonna do, Priscilla? What, you think that because I'm in your house, something not gonna go on? What do you think this is? And that's when Wavell come and stand up and say, Nikki, you know what? I think you better leave. And I said, yes, Wavell. I think I better leave. Because if Priscilla ever think wherever dopey she has serve or demon she has serve is gonna use her to get her ass kicked and trampled down right in her very own house. She can get it if she wants. Because I was prepared for her. I was prepared for her to make a move. I'm not the one. Priscilla learned that day, say, even in your house, I'm still not the one. And I just walk and come out of her house. And when I come out of her house, blam, she blam and slam door. Me just look back on the door and say, my girl, remember it's your door you're slamming. You're not hurting me. Because tell me if Priscilla did slam the door upon me, her door would get knocked down. That door and I would get knocked all the way down in our living room. Straight through our living room would I push her go. And not talk me a talk. It happened already. It happened before. My cousin, one time we were staying somewhere and I went in there to shower and I'm coming out and my cousin pushed me out and I pushed the door down and pushed her straight into the bath and everything on top of that bath, shampoo, body lotion, whatever it was that was on top of this thing, them just come down upon her. So, okay? Because Nikki don't play them game there. God save some people. Thank you, Lord, for saving me. Okay? But back to the rest of the story before I end it for you guys. So Miss Mary, I found out that Miss Mary, who had a little lamb or two, was also a hypocrite. Because she and Kate are friends, but I don't know if it's her call CAS for me or who. But they were busy calling CAS, and every time CAS come and look in my house, and CAS is on top of my fridge full. And inside of my fridge full of food. And my kids, them don't have a stripe on them body. Not a mark or a strike on their body. But my children are well behaved. Because them come from a ghetto girl Jamaican. Talk truth. Talk up the truth in here. Okay? So this last incident now. Remember the little 15-year-old that I told you that make the dance moves and he was whatever with my children? Him is a little thief. And for my 9-year-old, he was having his birthday. I don't know if it was the 10th or 11th. I think it was his 10th birthday or one of them. I was having a birthday party for him. And I invited the children and everything. But I went to Toronto to go pick up my cousin, who's the same, is my uncle's, yeah, he's my cousin. So he's their cousins too, but he's their age group. So I went to go pick up my cousin. And my cousin came with his hat. You know, though it was strapped back or it was, no, fitted. It's fitted hat. Had it for a while. Till even dust is collecting on the rim of it. Right? And the first time my cousin wear it outside to go play, they're playing manhunt, they said. Because they're always outside playing around, running, hiding here, hiding there, and you know, have a lot of fun with their friends and the neighborhood kids. My cousin come inside and all of a sudden, he lost his hat. He can't find his hat. I'm like, where's the last place you had it? And he's telling while playing manhunt or whatever, he lost his hat. Okay, I don't know what to say. You have to go tell your mother that because I don't know why you go out there playing with it anyways, blah, blah, blah. So now, the next day now, word is going around. Kate's son, Tiffin Jarrell, the 15-year-old, the dancer, wannabe rapper is wearing the hat. So I'm like, what? Are you guys sure it's the same hat? Yes, it's the same hat. Raheem has his cell phone. Jarrell has his cell phone as a cell phone. Jarrell is already going to high school. Raheem's gonna be going to high school, and he's going to be going to Jarrell's high school. I tell you guys that for a reason. Just listen. So I decided I needed to go over to Jarrell's house and speak to Jarrell's mom, Kate, and find out if she knows about what's going on and what's going on out there with the children and the word that her son stole as a hat. It's your child. You should know what is your child from what is not your child, right? Am I wrong, guys? Let me know if I'm wrong, because anything that comes in my house from my children, I have to know where it come from and how you came about it. So when I went to knock on the door, Jarrell came outside wearing the hat because I saw him bright. And mind you, Kate is Caucasian and Jarrell is mixed. His father is a black man and his mother is Caucasian. Kate will not come to the door. Kate is busy inside doing something. She cannot come up and say, okay. But Kate secretly don't like me, right? And she just a pretend because I don't talk to her, she don't talk to me. Only time I've ever had words with her is when Mary, who's her best friend who lives beside me, invites her over to her house and I'm there as well. And even then, I could feel the energy. I'm gonna push up myself on nobody. That's a one thing. I'm in a love woman to begin with. So Kate won't come. I decided to speak to Jarrell. From a mother to a child. Where did you get that hat from? Oh, this hat? I bought it. When did you buy it? You know when he bought it? Apparently, basically the same day or one day before or 2 days before, the same time as when my cousin came. Basically, he just bought it. So I go, where's the receipt? Do you have a receipt for it? I want to see if you have a receipt. No, I don't have a receipt for it. You just bought a hat 1 day, 2 days, whatever. How come you don't have the receipt? Mind you, give him the benefit of the doubt. Not everyone keeps their receipt. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. He could have thrown the receipt away. My cousin is there looking at the hat, knowing it's his hat. I go, give me the hat. I wasn't going to be in no argument with him. I go, I didn't even touch him or touch the hat. Next thing you go hear that me grab off hat off I'm head. So I said, give me the hat. He took off the hat and he gave me the hat. And I took my merry own hat and went my merry own way. Went inside in my house. I'm inside my house. Jarrell is texting Raheem back and forth. Texting Raheem, basically sneakingly trying to threaten Raheem. Remember that you're going to my school in September, blah, blah, blah. Mr. What? Mr. What? Me just go over there again. I just went over there again. And I start knocking down on the door. And I start knocking down on the door. I said, Kate, I need to talk to you. Whatever you're doing, drop it now because I need to talk to you now about these empty threats that your son is making to my 12-year-old. Kate don't come out. Kate decides she's going to send her sister. Send her sister to come deal with me. And the sister come out and start. The sister didn't even come out to hear nothing. The sister come out. You know when somebody is talking about you and you could know what they're talking about you? because the manner and the energy she came out with is as if she came out for a fight. So I tell her right then and there, look, I'm the only one here. Remember, you had your sister in there. So you could drag Kate come and the two of you could come and whatever you feel like is good for you. Let's go. If you feel froggy, jump. Jump if you feel froggy, baby. Why you upset? You guys are upset? Your nephew and your son, Kate, is a thief. When I got the hat, you should see on top of the hat, oh, the hat full of dust. The hat looks new still, but not like a new that I just bought new. Because I was telling my auntie just this week, and this is why I decided I was going to talk about it, because I started saying to my auntie, "Miss, a good thing my cousin dirty. It's a good thing my cousin nasty. Because my cousin not like clean. Because he's a little dirty boy. I don't know about now he got older, because Rayshawn is 22. He's probably turning 23. But a good thing Tay dirty. Because if him never dirty, we wouldn't know for sure that it's his hat. Because him have him hat on top of his dress or whatever and full of dust. Sit down collecting dust and him don't even take it off and clean it before him wear it. Him have the when the boy get back him, when Tay get him hot, Tay say, see? I knew it's my hat because see the dust, the dirt right on top of it. Anyway, I hope you're not nasty no more, but nasty save you that one time. Okay? And a pure noise was going on. Okay? When they come out like they're ready for war and they're ready for fight. Me say, Tete, a good thing you're dirty. Tete, a good thing you're dirty because dirty save you and prove the lie and wicked thief them. Oh, up to them. Jump if you feel froggy. I up to them. Eh? Me said jump if you feel froggy. Bright and outer harder. Eh? I just put them in a them place. Next thing you know, this is the co-op again. Co-op this side said they're gonna send me notice because of what happened. Guess what too? They called police. They ran and called police with that interaction. Yes. So I made sure I called the police too. You know when the police come, what happened? Police called Children's Aid on me. The co-op sent me notice, say I have to come to meeting to decide if they're going to evict me or not. I didn't leave it up to them to evict me. I made sure I settle up myself and decide that that's it. I'm out of there. I'm not going to get it from work, and I'm not going to come in this dirty, racist neighborhood, and nobody's not going to take no set on me. And I prepared to go to that co-op. And I made sure I typed up a letter and tell them my mind. And you see, when I went there, I barely gave them any chance. I made them talk or whatever. I said, listen to me. I've never felt like a member in this co-op. I live here, yes, but I'm no member. I tell the management, listen, you think I don't remember when I called the police on Wanda's husband who threatened my son and you, Janet, or whatever she did want name. Or management, tell the police how my children don't come to this and blah, blah, blah. Because you are Wanda best friend? You think I don't remember that? No, you hear something is going on. And something went on. You know, where is the other party that's involved? Where is she? How come she is not sitting down here with this meeting? How come I'm the only one who wants to come to meeting? Mr. Listen to me, take on a dirty stinking. I didn't say it like that. But basically, Mr. Just listen to me, take on a co-op and shove it. When I not come call me down. Me not kiss no ASS to live down here, so. I want to you. Take your co-op and shove it. I don't feel welcome here anyways. Your people, them, you guys are racist. And let me tell you, The way how I was sad and upset, I tell you, I had to fight myself from the tears, the way the anger that was in me. I started crying when I was starting to talk. And I said, listen to me. I told myself I'm not going to cry, you know. I told myself I'm not going to cry. And I just let it out and make them know, keep your co-op. You know, if you evict me, evict me. And go from here, so. I want to now. I want to hear about not me. I'm not the one. You never come and take no set and no liberty of me. And you racist management. You know, racist up here. I don't care if you accept me in here. Accept me in here for make it look good on paperwork. You're trying to make it look good. But your actions speak louder than words or anything else. Go away from here, sir. I'm just come out of that rain of fall. Rain was falling. I just come out of that and lock the door behind me and go in my house. Prepare for left that. Want to you. Prepare for left that. Same thing when I came to Burlington, the next city. They're not as white, predominantly white or nothing. Same thing. But guess what? Before I left there in Waterloo, all of them, why these people? Mary, Priscilla, who else? And Kate. Why did they decide to come and congregate in front of my unit? There's a tree out there, you know, my driveway, and then a tree down at the end of the drive. Why did they decide to come and stand up right there conversating and looking in on me while I'm at my kitchen washing my dishes? Me just draw down the blinds and lock them out. Me say if I never want thing, you see, if me never get in a trouble, because I know them love car police, I wouldn't just catch a pot of water and just go out there, go wet up the land and splash them up. Oh, Jezebel them. Oh, Jezebel, I tell you. Now when I go to Burlington, one named Odia, me call her Obia, because she has a husband, and her husband came to Canada with his daughter, and all she does is embarrass and insult and abuse the little girl, along with the husband trying to sexually assault his own daughter. And their children used to be friends with my children, and that's how they start coming to my house as well. And this little girl, she was, that time my children were like 16. So she was the same age, 16. The eldest one was 16. And for some reason, she felt close to me because I was pregnant with the baby at that time, the last one, the 8-year-old. And this girl, when her brothers, because they're her half brothers, because it's children that the same black woman, Odia, has with her father. Okay? With this girl's father. And they just want to cow down the little girl. Odia would stay from inside the house, look through the window, and the girl would be out there with everybody else and children, and she's insulting the children. Dirty Kader, come inside, you little big stinking girl. So she, not girl. Dirty girl, you panty them what? That's how she speaks to the little girl, you know. Mind you, from I moved in that place, this wasn't a co-op, just a regular housing. From I moved in that place, I see that this woman is a Jezebel, you know. Because she see me and the children out there playing basketball. And she uttered some word. And when I heard her say it, I said, are you talking to me? And then she started changing up her word, and she's talking to you if I was talking to you, and just the way she was behaving. And I'm like, okay, you know, because I'm not into it. Like, whatever. Okay? I already learned. I thought I learned from Waterloo, but I go and get caught up in this again and feel sorry for this little girl, because it's like this little girl wanted to talk so much. She was going through so much bondage, so much hurt and pain. Her own father telling her about, oh, he heard that she has a tattoo on her butt. I'm sorry if you feel any way if you're hearing this, my girl. and want her to show. I said, listen to me. She told me that CAS is involved. I go, when you speak to the CAS worker, tell her this. And because they saw that the little girl were coming and she was mostly in my room because she had her 2 little boys. Every time they went back over to her home, she's questioning them. And I guess they're hearing that Kedar is up in my room because I'm pregnant and I was very sick with my last born. So I was mostly in my room. So they go back and complain. Okay? And it's the same way I used to be over there and they over my house. But I was mostly over there. And them times I used to smoke weed. So I used to over there and I'm smoking weed with them and we're talking because we're Jamaicans and, you know, the father is a Rasta. They're both Rasta, right? And I thought they were good people. But when this little girl started telling me stuff, and you could tell that the mother, the stepmother, knows that this little girl is telling me stuff. I'm not letting her know the little girl is saying anything to me. But you know, when you're guilty. So until one day, she was talking to the little girl and she had her friend on the phone with the little girl. And she come over my house, me up on toilet. I'm on my toilet. And this lady run over to my house, come call me, dragging me to come to her house, telling me that Kedar tried to drink laundry detergent or something like that. And I went over there and I sat down. I'm like, you really did that, Kedar? Why are you doing that? You know? And trying to talk to her. You get me? Long story short, it so happened that they went to Jamaica. And before they went, I go to this little girl, don't go with them. Speak to the CAS worker and let her know that they're planning to go to Jamaica and they're not going to bring you back. They're going to leave you down there. So said, so done. They left the little girl down in Jamaica. Take her passport and leave her her suitcase right on her mother's steps. And leave her there for 2 years. That little girl was down there. And it's a good thing she had my number. And I kept in contact with her. And that's how I helped her and speak to her mother and got to know her mother. And she went to the police and reported everything and worked on it 2 years. And she came back to Canada and is now here in Canada. Evil said Jezebel some of these days. And you see when that happened? My baby father was out at that time, right? And he was also living with us at that home. And we would have discrepancy in the house. And you know, you're going to hear tussle and whatever, whether it's physical or something drop or something pushed down or whatever it is. And you know, the neighbor right beside me would call police. Call police. They even reported to the management of the housing that I had somebody frequenting my home with indifferent vehicles. Pure complaints. And I told myself from then, I don't want to live in another housing setting ever again. I swear I said it to myself. I'd rather go out there and pay high rent and then get my own place. I'm not going. That's what I told myself. No other settings like that. And thank God for his grace and mercy. I don't have nothing to prove to anyone. I see them for who they are and I keep myself to myself. You hear me? Not the one. I was not the one. They chose the wrong one. And that's why they can't like me. They can never like me. And the same thing that happened before I left there, because police get involved. My children's father was doing his little illegal stuff and contraband things that he's not supposed to have. And they were police was trailing him. Don't know. One time he was driving and before he even came home, police was at my door asking me about the vehicle that was in my name because I was driving then. And I go, why? What happened? Something happened? they said somebody reported seeing him driving erratically. And they reached my home before the car even reached my home. And that night, when he came, they breath test him, and then they were taking away the vehicle and him and everything. And I made sure I come out of my house and I told my son to record it. Okay? Because they were like 16, 17, whatever that time. And I said, record. And I said, listen to me before you take my vehicle and go anywhere. They said they're going to test him at the station. I go, listen to me. I'm taking out my stuff and I'm looking in the car because you're not going to put anything in there. And I asked them, can I go and take out my stuff them out the vehicle? Because I don't know how long you're going to hold it for. And they said it. And I just went in there and I just dragged out everything and threw it on the lawn. I dragged out every single thing in the glove compartment, everything, and dashed them up on the lawn. And tell them, go on now with your things. These Jezebel, I tell you, I don't know what it is. But me and some of them spirit don't agree because I don't hold my mouth. I will be calm and I'm loving and I'm giving and I share and I'm helpful. Do not try to hurt me in any way because God is protecting me and he knows my heart and he knows that I'm not a malicious person. Okay? I can't see somebody and just pick on them and try to make their life hard. No, it's not in me. So if that's you, we are not going to get along. Just leave them where they are. Obviously, they love negative energy. Girl, let me tell you, same way when I was leaving there, the same thing that happened in Waterloo. The three of them, the black one and the one that live right beside me and the next one that live across, all three of them stand up. This time, the window was in my washroom downstairs. And you know what I did? I just started putting up eyes. I got some big paper and I draw eyes on it. And I put it right on the thing and I blocked them out until the day when I had to move. They're too fast. I forgot what writing I put on it. I don't care what them want to call me. I just put the eyes on it to tell them say them too fast. They stop watch me. Everything them watch and complain and report. Oh, Jezebel them. Now they call them Karens. These ones worse than Karens. I'm not Karen them name a Jezebel. Call them for them right name. Yeah, Mom, I didn't even get to say hi. Same so, talk truth. Yes, Melissa, I'm going to go through it. Trust me. And all I do is stay in my house, girl. I just stay in my house. I come out, I'll sit down at the front. I go about my business. I go to my work. I go to the nursing home. I do my work, whatever. I come home and I'm in my house. But I just let my children go out there and play or whatever. And sometimes their friends will come over and stuff. Yeah. Trust me. But I'm thankful. Trust me, even if that young girl don't talk to me up to today, dear, she's living her life right now and her mom is able to come to Canada and so is her sisters and everything because Nikki sacrificed where I had to sacrifice. I don't need friends. I don't beg friends. That's one thing. I have to push friends away because sometimes they don't mean me no good. That's what I realize with myself. So I don't go my way trying to find none. Yeah, I just talk it as it is, as I see it. And I try my best not to be rude and insultive and you know, don't make the loud voice and the strong demeanor fool you. Heart clean like a whistle. Sunday, I can't stand it, you know. Bad girl for Christ. I'm bad girl for Christ now. Me a bad girl for Christ. I'm in the Lord's army. Hear the war boat, yeah. Yes, I saw you did have to put one in her place at IKEA once. Yeah, Mom, you remember that? For real, you remember that? I don't even remember what took place. Because my mom was up here with me one time, right, guys? So she know, yeah. No, sometimes they're too much. Sometimes they are too much. Everything bothers them. I can't deal with a person like that. They don't know to leave well enough alone. Even Ace Legacy was here. So sorry. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Queens. Gotta go, Queen. No problem. I have to get a nap before work tonight. No problem. Thank you so much for showing up, Miss Amici. God bless. Yes, Ace. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you all for showing up today. Isaac family, bless up yourself. Sorry I didn't see you in the comment. Busy chatting. Trust me. For tuning in. Yes, guys, have a blessed weekend. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. I'm ending now anyways. I'm like 37 minutes over, but that's how it goes sometimes, you know? Just remember, guys, you're blessed and highly favored. And trust me, my God is too awesome. Too awesome. You get me? He's too awesome. Yeah. He never said that the weapons wouldn't be formed. They're going to be formed. Okay? But they will never prosper. Oh, they think they made my life I live in hell, or they try to disrupt anything going on. Yes, we had to go here, there, but guess what? From one to the other, everywhere I go, it's always elevating. It's always something better. It's always something better. God doesn't take me from one place and put me somewhere worse. It's always something better. So they could go on. They could try and continue being evil. I pray for them. I pray they all change from their wicked ways. Trust me. Because the same one when named Odia, she have so much problem. I'm not cussing nobody for the illness that they have, because I battle with anxiety and depression, right? A mental illness. But sometimes when you see people going through some things, trust me, it's because them heart wicked. Me know she deal with that, she deal with this, she deal with this, she deal with that, plus she evil. So she have a whole lot dealing with. In this life, you got to stand up for yourself. Otherwise, people will walk all over. Same so. And guess when the issue start going on too? When I was in Burlington, when the children's father isn't around. Every time, it's always when he's not around. Okay? Always when he's not around. But God, guess what? They picked the wrong one. I am not the one. What is this live about? Let's chat. I'm not the one. So I'm sure they know that already. Stand for something or fall for anything. Let me start this. Amen. Amen. Sorry I came late. I will watch the replay. Yes, Ace Legacy, watch the replay. Thank you so much for showing up, guys. God, always, girl. When chat sweet, we forget about time. Right? Guys, though, what I appreciate is you guys showing up. Make sure you're liking the stream as soon as you come in. Okay? Because we want to get it up. Maki! Tap, now be yourself now. Be yourself now. My name of the people them start watch me, you know, eyes out when me are doing on. I talk it anyway, so bye, princess. Catch you later. Stew peas for sure. Right now, onward move. Thank you, guys. I'm here next week again, same time, unless something comes up. You guys will see it in the community board. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you all. I love you guys. I love the support. You're blessed and highly favored. See you. You see, I always think that I'm saying highly flavored, you know. Trust me. This list song, have a blessed one, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we can't make them try come and step on way. Oh, them never know so that little girl that didn't name. They never knew I was short and spicy before I even start calling myself Short and Spicy Nikks. Yeah, that's why I said that's the name. Yeah, short and spicy. That's where it come from. The girl spicy, full of flavor. Don't test you, we get bun up. Have a blessed one, guys.